Good evening. Hello. Good evening, everyone. Hello. Can you hear me? Good. I didn't want you to stop talking, but then I did. All right, come on in. There's some folks still outside. There's room for some table spots up here. Nobody sits down front, except for that. You guys are the best seats. You have the best seats. There's a test. There's a test later, Jack. Absolutely. Good evening. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Ted Bavard. I'm one of the founding members of Fort Pitt Capital. And from all of our friends here, we want to say welcome. We try to plan this on a night when it is either snowing, freezing rain, or polar vortex. So we got one of them right. I think it'll be the coldest day. Charlie, were you, like 10 years or how long? 20 years. Well, perfect for our event. Always happens this way. Couple of quick things administratively. When you came in, if you parked in the hotel, you got a ticket. We have the Chaser ticket. Those of you who remember, that's what the quiz will be later. The Chaser ticket, we have those outside for the hotel. If you parked at the Greyhound parking lot, you have to go to the valet booth downstairs. Sorry about that. And they'll also give you that. That's free parking. If you parked at the convention center, I do not have any money this year. It is still $5, and you're on your own. Sorry about that. Mike said he was willing to pick it up. I said, Mike, I won't do that to you. It's too many fives. I was broke in about 10 minutes last year. So we'll go over that drill again so that you know how to get out of the parking garage, but those are the key things you've got to think of. Tonight we have a little bit of a different format. If you've noticed, we don't have the buffet table set up on the side, so we're going to start serving the salad during the Q&A, and we're going to have a sit-down dinner. So those of you in the middle of the room should be very happy, since it took about a half an hour last year to get your food. So things will be a little faster this year, so hopefully that'll be better for you. One of the important notes is that when the salads are being served, we won't be done with the Q&A, and the bar will still be closed. I know some of you are not happy about that, but that's because otherwise we'd lose half the room immediately. All right, so let me see here. Finally, we have a gift. So as you walk out, we have a gift for each of you. We have a wonderful water bottle, silver and black. I think there's enough to cover the crowd. If you want more than that, you have to see Michael Blehar. Specifically, he is in charge. No, next time you're in to see us, just ask for another one, and we'll have more. We just didn't want to lug all of them down here. So, all right, the agenda for this evening. Give you a brief introduction on the state of the fort from me, and then we'll introduce our speakers. We have Alessandro Valentini, who is a portfolio manager at Causeway International. He's going to talk about the global economy, talk about the international markets. And then we have our very own Charlie Smith. We'll talk about the state of the U.S. economy, give his thoughts on the markets and market ideas for 2019 as we move into a new year. As always, we'll wrap things up with our Q&A, try to answer as many or as few of your questions as we can. All right, so let's get to the State of the Fort address. For those of you who are new or don't know it, we started the company in 1995. I was 12. I think you were 15, right? Mike's the only old guy. He still looks better than both of us. It's terrible. We now have 38 employees. We've added 9 folks in the last year and a half. So we've had a decent amount of growth. So if you see some new faces, introduce yourself and ask them uncomfortable questions. They had a bunch of their stuff previewing up here ahead of time, so you got to hopefully learn a little bit about some of the folks who are here who have done just a fantastic job in helping us grow. Managing a little over $2.5 billion. We do all the management in-house. As most of you know, retirement plan clients range from startups to $100 million in 401ks. Nathan Box has done a great job of running that and getting that, really putting serious effort into that in our kind of in our office, and as one of the things we had done kind of by default before, we've done now with intent. So we've got compliance with what's called GIPS compliance, so that we have all of our returns verified. So one of the few groups in town actually who goes to those extra lengths to do that. So there's the state of the fort. We're in pretty good shape. We grow mostly by referrals from our existing clients, so thank you very much in advance for that. Any of the help, if you know folks who can use us, we'd be happy to talk with them. All right, so I wanted to start things off and start kind of our evening off talking a couple of minutes about a subject that we all hate. And it is change. It's a thing that we go through all the time. I know Charlie in particular, whenever we have to do anything differently, Charlie's like, you know what I hate? I hate change. So, well, it's kind of inevitable, and it's the question we get more from you than any other question. What's going to change about our investments? What's going to change in the economy? What do we need to change in our allocation? And what's happening in the geopolitical range? How do we match what we're doing and why we're doing it with what our portfolios look like? Change is everywhere. One of the things, I don't know if any of you recognize this. Some of you had them. It was the very comfortable and portable 30-pound cellular phone. It went from that beautiful thing to this one. Had one of these, StarTAC, 2.5, it was like 2 inches thick. You thought you could kind of hide it, but you had this, people thought you either had, like a gun, or you had done something, or you had something really uncomfortable in your pocket. But it was neat at the time because nobody had that. Flip phone now is a bad term. You can't use it. And we've gone to this. My 3 daughters have no idea of what life was like without a cell phone. And I can tell you that 20 years ago or 15 years ago when this all happened, I would have said, I think we're going to get there, but I don't think it's going to be something that we can't live without. Think about the computing process in any one of these versus the first computer. It took up a warehouse, and it wasn't anywhere nearly as fast or as powerful. Change in technology. It's a big driver. It's a big driver for everything that we do day to day. Political change. Some changes we like, some changes we don't. But change is inevitable. It's the constant, both good and bad. Sorry, it just cracks me up. So as we worry about the different things that go on in the portfolios, as we worry about whether it's technology, whether it's politics, all the things that affect it, we have to figure out what to do with them, whether we like them or not, because they're always going to happen. You remember last year we had in our Q&A session, we had a lot of questions about Bitcoin. Remember that? Fascination with Bitcoin. Funny enough, I think tonight we will not have a lot of questions since it went from almost $20,000 now to $3,500. Maybe not that interesting. Change. Might be more interested in this. Different change. How many of you in this room ever thought you'd see the day when this was legal? Okay, okay. No background checks will be necessary. For recreation, you did. Canada. It's an interesting change, but the things you got to look at, because those are also maybe new and different investment ideas, or maybe bad investment ideas. But it's really trying to look at all of those changes. And our game plan this evening is not to tell you which one's going to be good or bad, because we don't always know. It's to talk about what the changes are, the changes that will affect you. We try to handicap what the probabilities are of how much of an effect it'll have, whether we think it's good or bad. Some things that seem really bad are good for the economy. Some things that seem really good or bad for the economy. Ours is not to make those predictions, as you know. It's just to kind of give you our perspective and then help and guide in what we're trying to build in your portfolios, and basically so that you can do the things you want to do.